as a digital simulation, really, to decentralize.
You can hide them all you want. You ain't changing nothing here. You're showing that y'all cowards. You'll never stand up, whine and line to us, because you know what time it is. That's why you need your little goofy ass scientists, and we looking for them. Yeah, we looking for all of them. They can be on the ground, don't matter where. Find out. Pussy ass niggas. Straight up pussy ass niggas. I don't care what you say. Don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, and left behind where you stay, I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. We got Brits plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no posse spola. Worshiping pedophiles. Find the fuck out. Children's spirits are robots. Like I said, I like good police. Anything other than that, you shit, you garbage. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. That's my decision, is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. Yeah, it is. Shit too hot on my head, boy. That shit hot. Represent with this passion to speak up after doing 25 years in the East Coast. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. I know Millennial said she'll be here in the live, so she's looking, so it's obvious that you idiots, you're doing it again because you're too stupid to do anything right. But I like that. It just benefits me, and I don't mind giving you, allowing y'all to be entertained. I'm all up in your feelings. And them too.
You know, I equate it to like the golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
All right, fisherman. I'm just doing a military incognito thing. What's up, bro? You catch anything, man? What's happening, bro? Hey, how's it going, guy? My light-skinned brothers. The finger fucked the cause my hand I dealt it. Felt the vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. You bust balls, spices and velvet shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Hot body for real monkey velvet. Body you down for Mars. What's that, Sean Ryan? Alright, we got a... I did was fight, I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows and shit. To a fly low, haters wanna crucify. A real man, I still stand with the silver hand. But we're healing man. It's not Cypress Hill. I'm turtle shit. But one tough cookie, I don't follow. I said that. Save that. And my boy over at Guns. Oh man, come on, man. You already know what's up. Well, I straight evolve at a rate. I'm data space AC, y'all. Bust stuck in the case, face off. Active shape the stage is a fake. A fraud. Battles start intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing a step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern.
Yeah, I got you.
Measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piloting up.
Yeah, you know who it is.
Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetrical apparel, I'm a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas carol eyes what your fans get.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Transmit as a transcript, or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
I'm putting a regular stock on mine. I ain't a citizen anyway. I get a damn bazooka if I want one. Goofies. Damn goofies. I build one. Shit. I know how to make some of the best explosives, man. Even though I'm not going to. It don't serve me no purpose.
Listen to me, young people and old people.
It don't serve me no purpose.
I'm talking to you.
But for the rest of you, you got to figure out how you can own this stuff. I ain't telling you.
Y'all really thought that I was done with y'all. Nah.
Yeah.
I'm really down on y'all. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or whack.
Here's a big fact.
Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau, Big Mac. Whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see
Oh, them my boy, is that fishing? Is that what's the name fishing with
I don't eat pork.
No, that's not fishing with Henry, right? W.
From the skybox, I got scope on you pilgrims. The scope with some real ones. Some of our folks are still dumb. Yeah, and blind to the fact that blood, we gon' have this real some warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page, script played out. They keep us engaged, play kick or rage. This played out. Use of a dying society. Should have been disobeyed out. Forehead and knees off the floor. Should have been prayed out.
No, it's hot. It's about 102 degrees. No AC. No, I don't have the gas for that.
To who holds the pistols. The debacles about who owes who the fiscal. Disregards the
Aboriginal issue. You're not going back and forth about this or that.
whether your word is by the way. Here's a big fat yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau, Big Mac. Whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. Fool is
Pop.
nobody speak. If I don't speak, I say.
I gave you all the weed, man. I ain't smoking for a while. I don't know. I might not smoke for about a year or two. I don't know.
Silence by clients from conspiring cannabis. Other aspirants of violence. Tyrants of fire. Striking their giants through hydra. I'm striking defiant. In environs of migrants, I'm hearing the sirens. Bringing my ear, they've got indictments. These pedophiles, queers, coopers, and hype men. Alignments, the assignment. I'm not the wisest, I'm not client. A refinement and confinement, the requirements for this climate. Y'all push off the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work. I vow to progress. No look, no rank, drill music for real.
Mercy.
My soul they don't possess.
Excellent to have, bro. Excellent pen that we invented.
Don't know what the business is. Big Mom says come full circle, so vacate the premises. We're not going back and
Gotta get some more of these.
about this or that.
3 inch. Gotta get 2 boxes.
There's a big fat yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau, a big night. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back.
Unbelievable.
We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bond or wet.
It's a big fact.
Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau, big back. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. I teach you up.
You come on in, you can say hi. Instead of sitting there trying to figure out what you're gonna say. Yeah. Guess I'm supposed to feel some kind of way or something. Where's my boy? Is that, hold on, I'm looking for somebody anyway.
had a vision to pass night, yeah, a circulus round.
That Mylar be helping, bro.
From a virtue now. How stand on my square,
that Mylar be helping. I'm waiting on my man. I'm waiting on somebody. So, mind your business.
Up in your face, all up in your space. And I ain't talking all bros, but dogs with whole trace.
I got a little more up there. I'm gonna bring it. Bring it in a minute. Wanna be.
From harm, the law fat checks, purposely but peepee, I'm calm. Water fat and earth, turn me from that piece to a bomb. Below the truck, just split the raise the plane, the sentiments.
Retarded, it's for educational purposes. If you don't want to learn nothing, it's good to do. Go on about your goofy. You want to comment nothing here.
For certain amongst foreigners, stay out of place in the space they storing us. Learning firsthand of what fate was forewarned of us. How we call when growing, I spit flows, dope man, fly in a shell at Southampton, kept smoke, stay high. Years later, he's the same degree, just gained density. Gave my synopsis, he's hostile. I prayed I could say I behave by logos. I've raised my moral ground, way how my character stay fly, the conduct squared up, self-esteem, the day sky, new God on what the world's been waiting for, the days not. They got there and I don't abide by the same ethics. They fame, respect, yeah, obtain the credit for keeping the obelisk erect, but restrained. That's just but the epic of my name will reign and remain epic. To prescribe my passions, my squares, my lift. Ask, is it worth the ride? Yeah, it's rare, I spit, but the beach churchified, so I bear my shit. It hurt, I cried, this kid, and dare to try to eclipse my soul, bounce back from it. I announce it, I'm done with being the sacrificial lamb. The jungle, I run it, thus the lion conquereth over this numbness. Made a conscious shift, even in darkness, the sun lit on you, false lights. Don't have to be gold to glitter. Actors slip apart, but just for show, go figure you did. Pounding you, bad boy, or gorilla. I'm built like a silverback with hill track, no iller back than me. Masturbate her back, originally pretty. Take the mask off, 360 on my square. See the circle, if not your mask off. You pormish, dash or salt. The dialogue's trash talk, your past lost. Leave a footprints in the asphalt. Use the outline correction. Last fall, I blast off my crash ball to the next zest of living. Sacredly sex some whose ass off. When she walked that ass off, I talk back to it like who makes your Yanni sing. Her response, she dons me king. To Woody gave me the script, my ops the prescription. This is my vision's description. Listen, I'm standing on my circle is me. I absorb your hate to make it work for me. Transform into fuel as I evolve. Advances abnormal, dormant form and leave y'all right where y'all started at. Let me impart a fact. She'll be sitting in my ship as we chart the map. Thinking in destiny, the turtle and the hare. Acknowledge me as the circle and the square. Yeah.
Yeah. Don, what's up, baby? Yeah, we got, you know, you got the little dumb IDF wannabe soldiers and the Americans and the so-called Americans, whatever that means, you know, that run over here thinking, and then you got the goofy little machine that thinks it's doing something and all other dumb stuff, so it's funny. What's happening? Oh, okay, that's what I was waiting on right there. Ferber.
Social media saviors are fake marks once we make knowledge.
Okay. Okay. I'll check that out.
Whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Ways the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fake marks once we make knowledge. What is when the rhyme and bass rock. I rose up, took a shower, purify my org field, took copper for a wall to ensure my chlorophyll is pumping. Done some curls for sure, I've more to build. Solid foundation, my crown chakra core and heel. Pound the pavement, sacred ground, freedom I stand for. Free all political prisoners of war. Man or woman and child, resident of all foreign and alien entities. I decree this morning, send them back to whence they came. It's the peace slash or war cry, whatever the relevant name of each path. Simple, highest form, spiritualities, how you teach math. A humble beast is still a beast. Now feel the beast raft, rain fire puns them, and the internet forms. Sigils, emojis, and the avatars that was them. Destroy this de facto government and its forums.
Report on Nissan come, let me know.
So she may restore him, a great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Ways the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media,
Hindu guy.
I fix marks once we make knowledge born is when time and space rock.
So what's going on, fam? I'm getting some updates. Let's go ahead and play this and get it cracking. Cause I'm not. And besides, I gotta go to the gym today. I gotta hit arms. I gotta hit calves. I gotta hit my lower back. I gotta do core exercises like planks. I'm planking for like 3-4 minutes, and it's hard now. I did it. I planked first time for like a minute, like doing different planks, side planks, and all that. It was killing me. Back in the past, I used to plank for 15-20 minutes. When they had the competition thing going, I'd be in a plank for 20 minutes. So I ain't trying to get back to 20 minutes, but 5, maybe up to 10, that'd be good. I got to build my core up the best way I can. Is that it? Yeah, it's hot, y'all. Yeah, I gotta mix up my little protein powder, whip up a couple of eggs, and get ready to hit the gym, you know. I didn't walk that long yesterday. I think I walked for like not. I had walked so much I didn't have to warm up walking. I was pretty warm. So I was pretty warm. So I just went right into like circuit training. I felt really good. I didn't use the red light yesterday, so I might use it today. I get butt naked in the red light, yo. So I'm getting an update. Janine Patrick, she's informed me what happened to my brother Scott out in Slab City. He was sick when he went out there. Somebody attempted to try to kill his dogs, his cat, poison it. They tried to poison him. But I think it could have been on his. He had his land out there. I'll find out more, and I'll let y'all know, because that was one of my childhood. That's my brother, White Wolf. He's albino, a giant of a man, legally blind, a musician, wonderful, wonderful, good brother. Really, really a good brother, y'all. He gets some good weed too. But he's old school like me. He used to always buy weed from me, yo. He's like, "You're red, I need some of that good weed." THC back then was like 15, what it should be, like 15%. It wasn't all this crazy. Got people acting all stupid and methed out and everything else. So thanks, Tom. Appreciate you, beloved. You have the goofy little soldiers come in looking. And some other, they're stupid. I just wish they'd get it together. I told you sell people a rocket boat. You know, you can sell them the universe of lies. They'll buy and do anything you ask them. It's stupid. They're so retarded. Especially these little goofy IDF, whatever they want to call themselves. I know some ex-IDF soldiers who detest Netanyahu, who detest Israel. I'm serious. They did some things. They detest them. You might have seen someone speak up about some of this stuff. When I hear a car pull up, I'm gonna see if that's my boy. He's a Hindu. Yeah, it's a solid one. So anyway, I want to get through all this Muur bullshit. I don't want to be negating negative, but I know I always use the word stupid, but it is complete BS. I'm gonna go through some of the terms. Mauritania, the island out there on the fake Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, and all this other. Now, it's not. I'm not saying there's nothing down there. Obviously, there's all kind of stuff down there, and there's a reason why they're not mapping it, because there are cities and a whole lot of stuff that have come up. But I keep seeing the very same people, the people who have never been nowhere, other than Cancun, you know, Tijuana, a few other places, Hawaii maybe, go on all the ships, you know, Carnival. And these are the main ones talking about Moors based on, I call it subjugation. Am I denying that? Well, let's look at some of the definitions of Moor. And we're talking about, yeah, New Age, and they'll say, but back then, please, for those of us who have traveled and spoke with people who are alive in the friggin' 1890s, maybe 1880s, y'all should sometimes give heed and stop listening to these. What have these Negroes in America, who are probably nothing, have been doing? Whether the Hebrew movement that was created at the same time as the Muslim movement over here in America by Master Farad, who was a Zio, a part of the spore of the Theodore Albert Herzl from the 1980s. He didn't want to see people rise above education, but he was able to go into troubled and problem places and create these things, whether it be Harlem or wherever. And what's funny is most people won't look at this. They'll just run with the idiot who's living well, got security and everything, and ain't done nothing for you. Didn't say, hey, look, I bought 1,000 acres. I want to give an acre to every family to build upon. Ain't done nothing other than say, and with the laws, and proverbially do the same perverse stuff with the stupid stuff we see today. Okay? So Moor can refer to several things. A tract of land covered in heath or peat, a Muslim person from North Africa who ruled in Spain and Portugal, bullshit, or the act of securing a ship in a fixed position using ropes or chains. I'm Navy. We used to have to do that sometimes when the ship's coming in, you know, on the top. If we were the bosun mate, I mean, which calls to shoot the which call down and all that crap. The specific meaning depends on context, whether it's used as a noun referring to the land or people, or a verb referring to securing a boat. Now, a moor as land. A definition: an area of open, often high or upland land with poor soil, predominantly covered in grass and heather. It can also refer, heather, excuse me, which is a name as well. It can also refer to wet, marshy, or peaty land. That's why people think about the Twa and Scots. They want Moors. A lot of y'all know I was reading something. I still have a lot of information. I have other PDFs or books talking about how the lands were found by the original Scots and the Irish and the melanated people, and like Europe. The fact that is, and most of these Belskins in Europe don't know it, is named after an autochthonous original or Queen Europe. Stop it. Yeah. Anyway, it's the internet. A Moor is a person. Origin. The term comes from the Latin. Whenever it says comes from Latin, Greek, or if that's the limit of your knowledge and you think that's the beginning, you are complicit with your irrelevance and your further degradation of stupidity. Latin, moros, M-A-U-R-O-U-S, all right? Referring to the people of ancient Mauritania in North Africa. Well, Mauritania, let's have a look at that. First of all, because it says North Africa, right? Mauritania, based on Muur or whatever, right? It wasn't North Africa. It was an island in the friggin' middle between there, Russia, and us. Like California out that way, where Khalifa, who was real, they tried to make her myth, Alcatraz being a real, it was an old star fort and castle, all right, that they changed, they do a lot of changing here, and it has nothing to do with that because the land is supposed to be in the the Atlantic, excuse me, on the east, so-called east side, which we know it's not, all right, and Mauritania would be in the Pacific. This is all bull, but it's all connected. And I know y'all still buy into it because you don't want to research. You don't like putting puzzle pieces together. You like being hand-fed a bunch of crap. And that's what people do. They run with a bunch of crap. Okay? So historical meaning, it historically referred to the Muslim inhabitants of North Africa and the Iberian Peninsula, modern Spain and Portugal. Particularly those who established a major civilization there between the 8th and 15th century. First of all, it's the 8th century, and if you're going to buy into the 15th century, which would be the 1500s, that means you're doing what? Let's take away 1,000 years. I would like to see y'all do the math and then respond with diligence. Because, see, nobody likes to have these real conversations. They like what their enemy gave them to keep them away from the truth of looking inside and not caring about all this other stuff. People are so caught up with crayon colors, with religions, and I know I told you, if you're going to live religion, live it to your best, but you will never speak on it. If you live it 100%, nobody will know whether you're a Muslim, a Christian, and everything else. This is the fanatic regimes that are creating this, all right? We're supposed to be internalized, to raise higher conscience, right? How can you do that when you're full of aluminum? It's in the air, it's everywhere. And what does it mess with? Your neural, okay? And I know you think it don't. Why do you think your nephews or your son or your daughter or whoever, right, has autism? I don't care what you believe or think, a dementia, and all the other things that allows the parasites to run fluently because it's shutting down certain things that are based on frequency. Anyway, all right. Evolution of meaning. The term later became more loosely applied in Europe to any dark-skinned person, and the term moro in Spanish also refers to people from North Africa or even Muslims in general. Now, the Moor as a verb definition to secure a ship or boat in a specific place using cables, chains, or anchors so it cannot move away. Great seafarers. Example, she had moored her barge on the right bank of the river. You know, it's funny that people keep pushing this stuff, and I'm very, very serious when I say they ain't been nowhere and all they do is regurgitate nonsense. Okay? So when we look at, excuse me, Mauritania and the flag, every time I see people, what's funny is they don't look when this flag was created compared to the original flag of the land. And you know what flag I'm talking about, that one, right? Now, will somebody go and tell me what was the original flag of so-called Mauritania, the peninsula? And they have a hard time when it deals with Tartary. But now these idiots who didn't know nothing about Tartary, who've been listening to those of us who've been keeping this story, this truth alive, now they're doing the same thing they do with everything else. Yeah, the Moors built Tartary, and no, they sound like goofies. There was no religion in Tartary. Why do you think Helena Blavatsky and all the other ones came to existence? Why they came? And because they were taking the old world of life, all the books of life, and the fact that they live and they were a peaceful people, easy to be subjected, even though they were great, and they weren't worried about what would happen to them if they so-called physically were not here. They had lived a full life. I told you my great-great-uncles knew people over 200 freaking years old, up to 300. And you still have these nincompoops who just can't get their head right. Too effeminate, can't tell them nothing because they're still too vain. And then the other ones, they too effeminate, acting like they're men, right? Well, it's supposed to be acting like they're men. I'm talking about men. Should be men, not acting like, but act more effeminate, who can't shake it. You know, and they want to argue. Why would I argue with anybody about boredom? Okay? Now, there are land masses. There are things that are looked at in the waters and everything else. They have it all mapped out. Don't let them fool you. They know exactly what's there, but by the term, the definition, the name, it's brand fucking new. Just like China, just like Japan, just like Africa, just like America ain't even a name. Because then you want to get into, what do you call it? They call it Timaru. Anyway. Let's look at this right here. We'll cover that in a minute. All right. Yes, Mu is related to Atlantis as a hypothetical lost continent that some authors like Augustus Le Plongeon, you need to look who that individual is, up. Yes, Augustus Le I forget how to pronounce it. Somebody told me how to pronounce it. Plongeon or something like that, identified with the lost continent of Atlantis, while others like James Churchward, yes, James Churchward, y'all should know that, I got one of his books, described it as a separate continent in the Pacific Ocean, sometimes confusing it with Lemuria. Both are legendary, unproven lost lands that feature prominently and speculative fiction and occult theories about ancient civilizations that disappeared beneath the sea. They might be real, but I guarantee you they ain't got nothing to do with this Moor bullshit. All right. Now, Muur also could be seen as a god killer, which they converted over to games. All right. Anyway, so Muur's relationship to Atlantis. Identification. Stay right there, cuz. I don't hear the car coming in. Anyway, Auguste Le Plongeon in the 19th century, was one of the first to use the term land of Muur and identified it with Atlantis. So you think they was practicing Islam? They was out of Africa? Some goofy motherfuckers. We are the Atlanteans. Oh my goodness. Confusion, because both describe lost continents with advanced. Isn't a Negro land a lost continent? Because all you Negroes running around lost this. Anyway, both describe lost continents with advanced civilizations that vanished. Some legends and theories have confused or conflated Muur and Atlantis. As far as the competing theories, right? Check this out. James Church was later popularized Muur as a separate, distinct lost continent located in the Pacific Ocean, sometimes considered the true origin of these myths. In competition with Plato's Atlantis and the Atlantic. So where's it at? Just recently, about 3-4 years ago, you had people come from India, Indonesia, China, and they were telling you they walked here in Africa. They walked here. You think these maps are real? You think the myth isn't to hide something more provocative because y'all are running around in your confusion? So you lean on the first thing that they create, that dumb niggas who betray you have shared and put out there and conscripted. Y'all hate the study. You hate the ethics behind it. Now, when you look at the origins of the legends, as far as Atlantis, the legend of Atlantis was first written down by Plato, was it? Why is it always going to go back to Greek or Latin? Because Latin has nothing to do with Spain, as far as Spanish. Because those would be considered Moors, right? Who were the Berbers? They were black. And in the official Greek, well, not Greek, but official writings that were later pushed towards Germanic and Greek would say that they were pale skins. But anybody who knows anybody who's been over there knows that the Berbers were a very dark Arabic people. Afro and straight hair. Yeah, not me making it up. Not myth, fiction, or anything. That which is not taught. They didn't call themselves Moors. Anyway, until the British, the new people, created it. Dynamically, this is how foolish this is. Now, as far as Muur, the concept of Muur originated in the late 19th century with proponents like Augustus Le Plongeon and later James Churchwood. Now, did they take something and redistribute it and to push something? Well, in my readings, with this right here, Tiamat, and the other books that I have, it's plausible, but with change in definitions and terms, words or whatever. It's mind-boggling how people refuse to read other things that they're worried about. Oh, wait, that's satanic, that's witchcraft, that are you goofies. But you want everybody to believe that you're Moor. Geologists do not believe in the existence of either Muur or Atlantis, just like they've kind of been telling the truth about this land, but they lie about it because it's all here. And these are considered fictional or legendary places, as continents cannot be destroyed in the way described in the myths. I'm going to say this, if you're in Florida up to Georgia, parts of Louisiana, you better get the fuck up out of there. We're in the low palace over here, and we need to go back up. But don't worry, we'll be hitting the north, me and T, real soon. Real soon. At least to 6,000 elevation. Not saying that's a safe place. All right, I'm gonna read a couple more things. And then if somebody feels some way, they can open a big mouth and tell me all the knowledge and information they got and the wonderful people they learned it from. And that way we can share information, and I can sit there and go, okay, well, I could be wrong here, I could be wrong there, and maybe there's a reality of something I never paid attention to, and I was looking beyond it and I didn't see it for what it was. So now I can say, okay, this is legitimate, and nobody has to fight and beat each other up, all right? Because I really just want to eat and go to the friggin' gym, and then come back and do all my polite, beautiful reading to a marvelous, wonderful people, okay? An audience that is truth seekers. I'm not here to give the truth. I'm here to, unless I say something's a fact, I am here for y'all to explore every possible thing. Okay, that's it. All right, and you can go and Google all this and see what Google pulls up. Talk to ChatGPT, which is getting a little more hairier, okay? Okay. Now, how about Mu the Destroyer? Sun God, Amun-Ra, blah, 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 blah. This is the funny part. Okay. Mu the Destroyer most commonly refers to Chung Mu. Yes. You know what dynasty? Where my relatives come from? The Han, and there's like several. It's hard for me to get the other ones out. The Khan, the Cathay. Anyway, a Pan-Asian Tier 8 destroyer in the game world of warships. Yet, originally the U.S. Navy Fletcher class destroyer USS Urban DD-631. A lot of people know I was on the DDG-989, the USS Deo. All right. It was transferred to the Republic of Korea Navy in 1963. Obviously, they use real terms and words from certain events and places in history, and they apply them, just like, you know, the Apache, the Comanche, you know, the Hornet. We can go on and on about aircraft, okay, and how they took our names, right? I mean, come on, all right? The Nighthawk, the Black Hawk, what the frig, you know what I'm saying? All right. Now, the name could also refer to a hypothetical lost continent of Mu, right? Mauritania, right? As mentioned in the Messenger, all right? The Messenger Wiki, all right? Doesn't mean Wikipedia, all right? And related mythology where a destroyer-like object is mentioned in the context of earthquakes and the destruction of a continent. An earthquake can raise a whole land, depending on what's the formation of whatever underground that creates this earthquake. So when you want to start talking Moor and Muur and all that other goofy stuff without context, without truth, and compile to a religion that you don't even know how it came to be, when I told you the Vatican, which wears those little damn things on their head like them fake Jews, I keep saying, pay attention. Stop getting caught up in the hijack. Let it be. It doesn't matter. You need to worry about who and what you are. People are so surface. They can't even get internal. Oh, I'm not angered or bothered or flawed or anything. This is reality. And most people are not. What was that? The green dragon came back to the Amaru. Yeah, it's slow. Anyway, yeah, well, what's the relationship between the dragon and the wolf, right? Neither one lies. People lie. Is that him? Oh, it's not. Anyway. Well, that sun's beating down, boy. That sun beating down, but so it also helps with the lighting. Anyway, so but the breeze feels good when it comes through, but whoo-wee, that sun is, oh man. I'm looking at the tip. So again, if you have, I have all the other information that certain individuals walking around with the funny thing on their head. What I wanted to speak on was funny when you're dealing with white superiority. This is to throw it out there because most people don't know it. World War I or World War II would not have been won if it wasn't for the melanated dark black people and the Asian people. Y'all couldn't have won nothing. You know what's funnier is when you look at when they had the armistice signed with a pen, who created the pen? When you look at all the wars and some things that were going on, we're talking about reassertion and the putting forth of old ancient technology. we had found peace. It wasn't no religion, and wasn't no this, and wasn't no that. We had put those things away, like buried them. And here come along these who want to power control, and they want to get rid of the old factions. And now you have all this new stuff and people who've quit themselves with these new lies. And I'll say we all are Moors. What does it matter? No, I need to know. Isn't it one thing to be autochthonous original? Now that we have people have to incorporate all these other things like they're meaningful because of Tartary, that's a conflicting story in itself, because when you look at the Moors in Spain, who wrote it? I have the book for those who remember. It's not with me though. How about the Moors in Ireland? The Moors, all of a sudden, they're everywhere. Anyway, the Moors were North African Berber and Arab Muslims who invaded and ruled parts of the Iberian Peninsula, which includes Spain and Portugal from 711 AD until 1492 AD. Well, we know that in the 600, all of a sudden, the Jews fell off. Arthur Kessler and Benjamin, which called Facts of Fact, they expressed this. And all of a sudden, now we get all this story going up to the fake 1492. How come people aren't taking this and putting it together? But they want Tartary, they're more Spain and America. How is that possible? It's the simple thing. But we always got to contend and contest with arguments with no sources of real source of information or anything, irrational, erratic behavior and everything else. Come on, man. Come on, man. North African origins. European label, Moor, was a term used by Europeans, especially in the Middle Ages, to refer to the Muslim inhabitants of Al-Andalus, the Muslim-ruled territories, and diverse population over centuries. Many native Iberian people converted to Islam and were also considered Moors. Yes. By their definition. And you know who's writing all this. All right? Y'all call them Chazars or whatever. And certain melanated people who have betrayed you and made sure you couldn't learn your real history. So you stay outside of it and never amount to and become what it is you're meant to be. So keep listening to these fools. Let them be in their emotions and feelings. Do not get caught up in the constraints of their constraint. All right? Stop it, man. Y'all, it's like the frequencies, the aluminum, the chemicals, the minerals missing. Everybody thinks they're normal, and then another way for each other to fight each other. You sound so stupid. Stop being numb. Damn. Now, I could have done a big old thing and put it all together and this, that, and laid out all these things for y'all to look at and all, and I was like, I ain't doing that. Let me take this crap down. I am not doing that. Y'all can sit there, and if you want to fight and argue over some foolishness, go right ahead. I can't stand that. And then one person think they're the voice. We're more. And no. Speak for your damn self. Stop the old because you think you got the answer. Some people think that that male or female genitalia is the answer to everything, and because some people are going, yeah, right, because of where they live at. Most time in a liberal city, I'm telling you a fact. In a liberal city, that's where you get all this idiosyncrasies of foolishness. And you have them in the conservative one too, in the black movement, diaspora of stupidity. But mostly it always comes from a liberal city. You can't make this up. You know what I mean? Damn, people came in, don't even want to say, what's up, how you doing, or whatever. Okay, whatever, man. I'm working, I'm here, Red. Say hi at least. Well, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. I'm hungry. I'll get myself together. I already had a plant-based protein shake. It's about 6 grams of protein. That's not enough. Usually up 25 or 30 for me, but and I need some good fat. So, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all, man. I'll see you guys later. Because I really want to read. Get back to reading and keep that going. All right. I'm not really bothered by it. I just don't like people being misled without facts, based on facts. There's a lot of information out there. So don't get. If you find something that's legitimate, all right, share it. If you're sitting there on a symposium of regurgitated foolishness and the references and your sources are off, but it goes back and leads to certain individuals, I don't care what document says what, because that means that most of the people coming to to Ellis Island were Moors, and they don't look like you or me. You just can't make this up, man. Anybody else see all the it seems like they want to throttle everything because they're emotionally detached and they feel some kind of way. And it's like I said, it's indicative to what's coming. And I'm grateful for that, because it means that people, they're not going to stop. And y'all should be grateful and happy for that. I am. And if they actually knew that, maybe they would change. And I'm not using reverse goofy psychology and all that other dumb stuff. I am stating something based on a relevant fact, and they can't see it, nor can they hear it. Hey, Omar, what's up, Davis? How you doing, beloved? Now, you know, we have so much to overcome. But first, we need to overcome the lie of our existence, the lie of self. And some would say, well, wouldn't that be part of the Moor? Well, dang, man. They always got to add something. It's not that I want to take away and destroy it. It's just not. I served with Moroccans. I served with South Africans. I served with people who had more insight, who were my age and older. I tell you, they should look at y'all on the ships from especially Pennsylvania, Philly, and all that, walking around. It's like they didn't mind them being Muslims, because if you live it righteously, it's a great thing. You're protective and everything else, you know. And then you can see everything, why it's leaning the way it's leading, going the way it's going, because nobody wants to address that. They don't want to do the things to stop the foolishness. They want to continue to partake in it to keep elevating it. It's one thing to be man and woman. It's another thing to know history that has been flipped up on its head. When I say backwards, reverse, upside down, and inverted, I'm not playing. And if you're having a hard time dealing with that, I'm not telling you got to accept it. But there are some things, if you're going to accept everything that they put out there, why don't you look at things that have not been put out there, or the fact that things have been manipulated, and accept the reality that there's a plausible part of the situation where things aren't as they should be or as they seem. You know, instead of always being emotional and fighting and arguing, I just read a couple of tabs when I have a whole bunch of them. You know? Thank you for the donation the other day. Whoever gave it, it's a couple of dollars. Appreciate it. It's still there. I got to get some gas, but we got a few more days before I get paid. So about 4 more days. So I won't be, I think Sunday I won't really be going around because my gas is real low. And because of this on there, I don't have the jacks to get it off. I have a bunch of guys sitting there, oh, we'll lift it off. But we're not at a place to put it, and some don't have means of travel other than an electric bike and stuff like that. And when we got to go to remove it is a little far off. So I appreciate you guys. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, Dom. I appreciate it. Hope y'all get something out of this. All right. See you guys a little later.